zero in. Both the boys and round one in. Gonna find that kingpin flying around. Put my ball in the pocket and knock them all down. Gonna crank it up. Let's rock them up. Gonna crank it up. Let's swing them up. Get ready to bowl now. Strike out today. Get ready to bowl. Strike out today.
Last week at the Johnny Petraglia Open, the four finalists were on fire on the championship pair. Walter Ray Williams was on the attack early. Dave Houston was solid in the pocket all day. And Kelly Kaufman was both aggressive and animated. The result, an incredible 64 strikes out of a possible 96. The blistering pace continued as the confident Walter Ray Williams confronted fireballer Ricky Ward in a sensational King of the Hill showdown that knocked Walter Ray off the throne with a 279-268 victory. Yes, and today's full house will expect that same kind of action in the finals for the $150,000 Long Island Open. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Chris Schenkel. What a delight to come back to Long Island's South Shore. About an hour and 15 minutes from the heart of Manhattan. It's a beautiful day outside. A beautiful field, you could call it that. Many times champions in the field, and let's meet them right now. In our very first game, reigning United States Open champion Robert Lawrence of Texas faces the 1986 PBA Player of the Year, Walter Ray Williams, Jr. of California. That winner will meet the current PBA president, Mike Albee of Indianapolis. Our tournament leader is looking for his first PBA title. He's Dave Arnold of Gilbert, Arizona. And the newly crowned Long Island Open champion will then meet our King of the Hill last week's winner, Ricky Ward. And speaking of winners, I'm with two. First, let me introduce my colleague, Bo Burton Jr. Bo.
Thank you, Chris. A great tournament here. And this tournament has only seen one winner, and that's this man, Del Ballard Jr. However, Del Ballard, 1993, hasn't been so kind.
No, I've struggled pretty much all the year, but I've been working on my game a whole lot, and I think I'll be turning around very shortly.
Del, you've always hit this house so well, and in the field we have two millionaires, a U.S. Open champion, and a great stylist. Tell us what kind of action we can look forward to today and pick a winner.
I think the score's going to be very high. Walter Ray's been on a roll all year, but I got to go with my roommate, Robert Lawrence. He's the man.
All right, Del, thank you very much. Chris Schenkel?
All right, we have a total of $150,000, and the winner will get 30 of that. Second place, 16. Third is 8. Fourth is 6,500. So the reigning U.S. Open champion, the 1986 Player of the Year, Walter Ray Williams, Jr. And here we go with the very first shot in this year's Long Island Open. Shooting on the left lane, this right-hander. And the 30-year-old from Austin, Texas. Big strike. Here's the man that last won at Erie. Became the King of the Hill. So the 33 World Horseshoe Pitching Champion evens up the match, Bo.
Chris, the style we're so familiar with, Walter Ray Williams, Jr., on just a tremendous roll. One of the hottest streaks in the history of pro bowling. Just in perfect position there. Look at that left shoulder back. Everything going straight down the line. An ideal result on the first shot.
His 51st television appearance. And it's his 5th TV appearance of 1993. 4 last year. Three-time winner is Robert Lawrence. To the left as far as he can go on the approach. All right, let's look again at his style.
The only true power player in the championship round today, Robert Lawrence. Steady head. Look at his eyes riveted on the target. Then he opens that swing up at the top, a full extension. Then he's going to drive all the way through with that long contemporary arc. and he catches it all. The match is even. Both players perfect through 2 frames.
The youngest of 7 children. 5'10", 175. So the baseball card collector, mainly Roger Clemens, the fireballer. Seven-time champion, Walter Ray. So we're all even. Walter Ray Williams, one of the tour's most versatile players, still has parts of his game he works on.
When I'm practicing at home, I like to practice on as many different conditions or just play different parts of the lane. Even though the shot may be at second arrow, I try to play the way outside or play way inside and just work on as many different parts of my game as possible.
Chris, and I feel he's one of the most versatile players that's ever come along in the game. He can do it all. He's perfect through 3.
We have 7 strikes thus far. Don't go away. 3 by Lawrence, this by him. We're in Sayville, New York, located on the south shore of Long Island, and where there's a shore, believe me, there's usually a marina.
Taking the family on vacation? Here's an idea. Take along a new Ford Citibank Visa card. And when you pay for the tickets, and the food, and the hotel, and everything else, 5% will go towards a new Ford or Lincoln or Mercury. You could earn a rebate of up to $3,500 faster than any other basic auto rebate card. So on your next trip, you can really go first class. The new Ford Citibank Visa. Now, isn't that a better idea?
I just love raisins in cereal.
I'm afraid you don't.
If I say I like raisins, I do.
No, I really don't think so.
Yeah, well, what do you call this, pal?
Not this.
Kellogg's Raisin Bran?
Hey, if you really loved raisins, you'd be eating Kellogg's Raisin Bran.
So, you really think you got something here, eh, buddy?
2 scoops of our sweetest, plumpest, juiciest raisins.
What was I thinking?
Kellogg's Raisin Bran. If you love raisins, this is your cereal.
No, there's 2 scoops, they do.
We're at the Sayville Bowl, Long Island. From Texas, Robert Lawrence, the United States Open champion, has strung 3. His opponent, Walter Ray Williams, has strung 4. Now to tie it up. This shot on the right lane. And that's the story. Robert Lawrence has an explanation for why his game is picked up on this East Coast swing.
Well, 3 weeks ago, we got some new bowling balls and the reactive resins, and I'm learning how to throw them, and it's really loosened up my arm swing, and bowled really well the last 3 weeks, and I said 5 weeks ago that I was going to start coming around and get ready for the U.S. Open, and I think I'm there.
And he got away with it in the 4th frame there. He sent it real wide. The reactive resin balls hook a little bit more than previous balls in the dry area. He's made it 4 in a row.
And now he leads by 10. 5 bagger. Count them. Don't they look beautiful, Bo, those X's?
Well, Chris, an ideal lane condition to bowl on, ideal weather as we came on the air, and great champions in the Final 4 today, so anything can happen.
5 strikes by each professional. Keep going, guys. Go all the way. It'll suit Bo and me just fine.
You're right, Chris. Let's see how they're playing the championship here. Just ideal conditions, almost like what we see in league conditions at home. And when the players get that type of condition, they're just going to kill them. Walter Ray to the right. He's going to slide around the center. His target's going to be right around the first arrow. He's going to lift straight up through it.
Walter Ray is halfway. True Value Hardware. $100,000 for a perfect game. In other words, 6 more, Walter Ray, you're that much richer. Same is true for Robert Lawrence. He has 5 in a row, now in the 6th frame. The 10-pin.
Lawrence with a good shot, trying to answer 6 in a row by Walter Ray Williams Jr. The solid 10. You see that 6-pin just launched around the belly of the 10-pin.
So Robert Lawrence trails by 11 pins.
Lawrence pounding that ball with the rosin. Then he uses a little powder on the thumb. He's had a very sore thumb. He's been practicing a lot lately to get out of a slump. And he's obviously out of it. And look at how he takes the lanes way to the left, slide to the left, and he'll be around the third arrow, throwing the big hook. Just a great champion, the U.S. Open champion here in the 7th frame.
Right back where he was. Now the spotlight there on Long Island is on 6'2" Walter Ray Williams Jr. He leads by more. Next week we're in Windsor Locks. Once there he had 3 300s.
Last year, he bowled 3 300s, Chris, as you said, the Tums Classic, as he led that tournament, lost to the champion Jimmy Keith. However, Deadeye has been on a tear this year. Very obvious by 7 strikes in a row to start the opening game.
Now he needs 4. He sits down and Lawrence is back up.
With 8 strikes in a row, Walter Ray does not have this game in hand. Robert Lawrence started with 5, left the 10 pin, struck in the 7th frame, still has a potential 279. You know, at this point, it's good for Walter Ray Williams to have Lawrence pushing him. Look at that scoreboard. Lawrence with only 1 frameless spare, the 6th frame, potential 279. Walter knows that he still has pressure on him. The game is not locked up. The pressure's still on.
He won the World Horseshoe Pitching title as a senior 5 times. The junior world title 4 times. Now Lawrence.
Geez, partner. Probably as good a shot as he's thrown all game. Too much power, the solid 8. Watch this pin action. The ball will enter the 1-3. The 2 pin or the head pin will interfere with the action of the 5, and it'll go straight back off the 8. What a tough break at an inappropriate time.
Robert Lawrence really looking good. However, getting those single pin spares has not stood him in good stead. But the main obstacle thus far has been this man. 8 in a row. Here's the 9th frame shot. Just did get the 10 pin. Though.
The only thing that stopped Walter Ray Williams in the last 2 weeks has been the solid 10. He kicked it out there in the 9th frame. Now he has the game and match locked up. The only thing left for Walter Ray Williams Jr. is $100,000 for 3 more consecutive strikes.
Number 10, 2 to go.
There have been 5 previous perfect games in professional bowling history at this level. 1 on the Seniors Tour to make 6 by Gene Stuss. Walter Ray trying to make it the 7th.
Okay. It's very simple. Robert Lawrence is applauding his opponent. Everyone is. You are, I'm sure, at home. He has, ladies and gentlemen, 11 in a row. Look at that intensity. So, he's won.
If you don't think he's nervous, nobody's ever thrown a ball that makes him more nervous than this.
That was a shot for $100,000. $299. Don Johnson, if he's watching, can relate to that. The Firestone Tournament of Champions. Nelson?
Well, Johnny Petraglia had 11 in a row on the island a few years back, Chris, back in the 80s. Johnny Petraglia, and shot a .298. So on Long Island, we have not had a perfect game. We've had a .298 and a .299. Robert Lawrence, who bowled an excellent game himself, with a spare will be in the 240s.
What fun it would have been to give away True Value's $100,000 to such a fine young gentleman. And a great bowler.
Chris, Del Ballard Jr. said it at the start of the telecast. It's going to be high scores today. There are 6 more games to be bowled yet, pal. The 300 is still a possibility when you have ideal conditions like that, like this, and great champions.
All right. Waving to the crowd. What a gentleman Robert Lawrence is. $299 to $245.
Around the turn of the century, in a small Detroit carriage shop, Harvey Firestone met a fellow young inventor named Henry Ford. Firestone tires have been seen almost everywhere ever since. On Fords, Chevrolets, tractors, trucks, Indy Lights, and Saturns. Firestone, America's tire since 1900.
If there's anyone who can appreciate the Comfort Room waistband, it's Riddick Bowe.
Here, Daddy.
Thanks, Junior.
Fruit of the Loom has woven thousands of softness fibers into a cushion of comfort so gentle on the skin, you can barely feel it.
Feel better now, Daddy?
Much better than the other guy, Junior.
Comfort Loom from Fruit of the Loom. Clothes for the best of your life.
The LPGA's best tee off in one of the game's biggest events. It's golf's first major of the year, the Nabisco Dinah Shore. Coverage begins next on ABC Sports.
Only by a single pin did we fail having a perfect 300 game by Walter Ray Williams, Jr.
The 6th pin, the 2nd pin on the right-hand part of the screen, doesn't quite have enough impetus to pop out the 10. Watch his reaction. This is a $100,000 shot.
$11 in a row, and then on the 12th, the 10 pin. It's the name of the game, 10 pins. Oh, goodness. Anyway, ABC Sports' presentation of the Professional Bowlers Tour will return after this message, and that final score was 299 to 245. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Check this out. The NHL playoffs start April 18th on ABC.
Hey, Willard Scott here, talking with the good folks who shop at True Value. The question, is it the personal service or the low prices?
Large selection, low prices, good quality merchandise that they do carry.
You go in the big chain stores and you try to find somebody to answer a question for you.
The value is good, the selection is great.
For personal service and low prices, bring your family to ours, the True Value family of stores.
Yes, it's definitely a personal touch here.
I just love raisins in cereal.
I'm afraid you don't.
If I say I like raisins, I do.
No, I really don't think so.
Yeah, well, what do you call this, pal?
Not this.
Kellogg's Raisin Bran?
Hey, if you really loved raisins, you'd be eating Kellogg's Raisin Bran.
So, you really think you got something here, eh, buddy?
2 scoops of our sweetest, plumpest, juiciest raisins.
What was I thinking?
Kellogg's Raisin Bran. If you love raisins, this is your cereal.
Now there's 2 scoops, they do.
Sunday, the crew of the Enterprise returns home.
Everybody remember where we parked.
What does it mean, exact change?
Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, Sunday.
Uncle Tim's remodeling lesson number 1. Go to Builder Square. Yeah, that's where your folks saved on everything to fix up the bathroom. Yeah. Do it yourself is fun, huh?
Yep.
Why don't you go downstairs, ask your mom for some lemonade? Someday I'll tell them about lesson number 2. Builder Square also does installation. Oh,
Boy, that was fast.
Yep.
Builder Square, the warehouse with everything for your house, even installation.
Effective immediately. If anyone thinks they can beat Fredder's prices on name-brand appliances and electronics, there's no way. If anyone claims their regular sale price is better than Fredder, there's no way. Because the minute they try, it's immediately less at Fredder. Or it's free. Now, there's no need to shop for the best price on name brands. It's always better to buy at Fredder. And if anyone tries to tell you otherwise, tell them there's no way.
Oprah talks to Bill Bonds Wednesday night at 10 on 7. The Professional Bowlers Tour is brought to you by True Value. Got a tough job to do? You can do it with True Value hardware stores. By MasterCard. MasterCard, it's more than a credit card, it's smart money. And by Fruit of the Loom, clothes for the best of your life.
And here at the Sayville Bowl, we hope you saw the 18 strikes. 11 by the man bending back. What a shock when the 10-pin remained on the 12th shot. But nevertheless, Walter Ray Williams Jr. defeated Robert Lawrence 299 to 245. Sayville Bowl. They love bowling, wherever we go, especially here on Long Island. This ticket, above my finger, is the price of the ticket. $50 to come in and see the professional bowlers perform. What a shame we don't have more seating facilities for larger purses like golf and tennis. But the bowling fans are the most loyal I've ever met. 2 great champions on the lanes right now.
Not that Robert Lawrence was any pushover as he bowled a great game. However, Mike Albee is not used to getting whipped at any time. So Walter Ray Williams Jr. has his work cut out for him.
So, the current PBA president has let the big 299 shooter that he's ready. Mike Albee against Walter Ray Williams. There's Walter's 12th strike.
Just fun to watch when a player gets in a zone like that. There's so many great players on the PBA Tour. Walter, proving himself over many years as one of the greatest, over $1 million in earnings, is on a roll. We had 64 strikes last week in 8 games. We have 20 so far in just a couple games.
Well, let's see. Let's see how he converts splits.
The 4-9, this is the shot that actually knocked Walter out of the King of the Hill last week. And in the opening frame, he left the 4-9. He needed to slide the 4 into the 9. He didn't do it last week for 9 out, and it cost him the match against Ricky Ward.
And, of course, that opens the door for Mike Albee. The world's best bowlers have been on a cold and snowy swing through the Northeast. They'll head indoors for some relief at the Tums Classic next Saturday, 3 Eastern, 2 Central, and Pacific. And now, another player of the year, Michael Albee, has a split.
Albee with just a very smooth style of pronounced push away. He has a nice smooth release, inside out. He's going to swing the ball high and leave the 4, 6, 10 in the second frame. He'll just try to knock out the 6 and 10, save count, and even the match.
All right. Now, both professionals after errors. You can never recover from them in bowling, unlike other sports. They'll have to start anew. Going over in the left lane. They always come back. They're amazing. There they are. Let's see if Walter Ray can do the same. If he does, it'll be still all even.
Mike Albee, earlier when he's practicing, said the right lane overreacted for him. What he meant is it slid too much in the middle and hooked too much outside. Walter playing a straighter shot. It favors his game.
Oh, yeah. All even. So there's a demonstration of what I've said all these years, that you professionals are so talented that after a disastrous frame, you come back with strikes. Both did.
Now this is reflection on the lane from overhead fluorescent lights. What Walter needs to do, and this is about 45 feet down the lane, is get the ball in this area for a strike. He was a high on this lane the last shot.
Ooh. All right. It's a 10-pin lead by Williams over Albee. You know, there's a historical site located at the easternmost point of Long Island. Take a look.
You know those credit card commercials where they tell you to jaunt off to someplace with crystal clear water and really strange fruit and don't bother packing because you can charge everything once you get there? This isn't one of them, okay? Any decent credit card can do that. We're taking our MasterCard to the supermarket. How's that for exotic? Now that you mention it, I guess it is kind of exotic. I mean, you've got a MasterCard, they've got the fruit, right? What's a kumquat? Whatever it is, they're $5 for a quarter. You want crystal clear water? They have aisles of it. And now, no card is more accepted on the planet, including supermarkets. So you don't have to worry about exact change or losing your receipt or whether you even remember to record how much your check was for in the first place. It's just another smart way you can use your MasterCard. Only when you get your statement, you don't have a conniption. You just have a record of your grocery spending for the month. And a couple kumquats. MasterCard. It's more than a credit card. It's smart money.
Week in and week out, bowling's best have to stomach a lot of pressure. It'll be such a relief for them to win the Tums Classic on ABC's Pro Bowlers Tour next Saturday.
We're early in our second match after a thriller when Walter Ray Williams Jr. shot at 299 to Robert Lawrence's 245. Mike Albee now, number 2 seed, down by 10. Or 10.
Albee making an adjustment for that split in the second frame, and we talked about his saying his ball's overreacting. That means when he throws it too wide to the left, it hooks too much, plays down the center, he doesn't get enough finish as he did on that shot. And what you must do in order to stop the overreaction is either throw the ball straighter like Walter Ray or throw it a little bit harder and play the dry zone. Let's see what kind of adjustment Albee makes.
Okay, a winner of 21 PBA championships. Here's another winner with 12 titles, former player of the year, our friend Brian Voss.
Dave, you bowled well all week long. You're leading this tournament. Did you have a good luck charm this week?
Yeah, I haven't seen my young boy and my wife, and this week they came out, and they've been a real inspiration for me this week.
Is he sleeping through the night yet?
Not this week, he hasn't.
Well, if you win this tournament, I think you will. Back to you guys.
All right. Here's the father of Christopher, Mike Albee. Brian and Andrea Voss, parents of 2 children.
One of the few times I've seen Mike Albee's footwork out of time. Watch his footwork as you see him slip at the line. He's very steady coming through, and he's usually planted and solid. See him falling off on the left foot. Albee, who leaves the 3-9 on this particular shot, is so disciplined on hitting the line solid. He probably pays more attention to his shoes than any player out here. He needs to make this spare to stay even close to Walter Ray.
The man that won in Las Vegas earlier this year for his 21st title. He was the PBA Rookie of the Year in '79. 10 years later, comes back to be the Player of the Year, setting a record in earnings, $298,237. Walter Ray became a millionaire on tour last week. There it is. Same lane, same pin.
Come on. You're right, Chris. And it was just a little firm with the speed, and the ball, maybe he spun it a little bit, and he spins it by turning it a little too quickly, and the 6 doesn't take out the 10. However, if he converts here, he'll have 11-pin lead through 5 frames.
Walter Ray Williams, he is second in money, $71,950, first in average, and he is first in number of appearances. There you see the money leaders.
And last week he jumped into 10th in all-time earnings with $1 million, plus Walter Ray 223. Look at the averages this year. Mazda in the top 5 with 221. That's the old record pace set by Roth back in the 70s.
Woo. Walter Ray checking his approach and his line as he comes back to look over. That was close. Only counts in horseshoes, though, Walter told me.
I'll be right in this match. Only trails by 11, 6th frame.
Great match. President Mike Albee expresses his views on how the Pro Tour can expand.
I think the key thing for us is to be respected within our own industry, and when that happens, that'll help us gain leaps and bounds. The other thing is that we have a large mass of bowling fans out there. Once they become more vocal and are known that through the advertisers and the networks, then that'll help us too.
Okay, Mike.
Right now, Mike Albee can cut the lead of Williams down to 1 pin.
Mike Albee had a birthday on Thursday, all of 33. We'll be back with more.
$45, even 45 paid, even 46 per pound, $4,700 for one time, young 47.5.
What'll it be, fellas?
Make it a Bud Light.
Sorry. This is the last one.
Well, I think I've been. I can take that one.
What do you want to give for it? I'm a 2 and a 10. Give me 10, a 20 bid. Give me 20 now, 30. Give me 30 now, 40 bid. Give me 40 now, 50. Give me 50 now, 60 bid. Give me 60 now, 70. Give me 70 now, 80.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Bud Light, please.
Sorry, boys. This is the last one.
Come on, stop. I'm begging you. I mean, what is this? Not just one plain flake, but count them. I'm overwhelmed. What? All right, so I'm doing a 180 here. It's simple. That's good. The plunges. Yeah, I could go for them. Okay? Okay. Okay. Okay.
Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
Kellogg's Cornflakes. You know you're killing me, right? Kellogg's Cornflakes. Funny guy.
Taste them again for the first time.
The LPGA's best tee off in one of the game's biggest events. It's golf's first major of the year, the Nabisco Dinah Shore. Coverage begins next on ABC Sports.
Ah, yes. Dinah's 22nd, and Bo, I did the first one. And several more, but what a lady. Hope she has a great one this year.
Saw where a couple of players were fined for slow play yesterday.
Ooh.
Nancy Lopez being one of them. 2-stroke penalty. Yeah. Now Walter Ray leads by 1. Get up there.
Okay. He's the man that left only the 10 pin of the 12th shot. Shot at 299 to Robert Lawrence's 245 in our opening match here of the Long Island Open. Paige Pennington, Walter's fiancée, is here.
Still thinking about that $100,000 that went by the wayside last game. However, Walter has to bear down now. 2 of the great ones going. Walter Ray Williams Jr., Mike Albee.
A 4.
Girl. Struggled a little on this left-hand lane. He's had a 10 pin, a 4-9, and you see the ball drifting slightly high. 3rd pin on the left-hand part of your screen. The 2 pin goes around the 4. takes out the 7, but doesn't do the job on the 4.
Okay, Mike Albee now. Back up the man that keeps all of his bowling balls with which he wins tournaments. Huge baseball card collection back in Indianapolis.
Be an even match if he strikes.
Disbelief, a 7.
The birthday boy, Mike Albee, was 33 on March 25th this week. Doesn't get a good break as the ball drifts just a little high. The speed a little soft. The 6 takes out the 10. However, the 7 pin is standing. And Albee, who changes to a little different ball, will throw it very straight at the 7 pin with a conversion, will trail by 11 through 8 frames.
5'8" and 160 pounds. Next Saturday, ABC's Wide World of Sports presents NFL greats in the kickoff of the Jeep Superstars. Plus, the best in the West hits full stride at the Santa Anita Derby live. And snowmobiling with Indy 500 winner Al Unser Jr. That's all next Saturday, 4:30, 3:30 Central on ABC Sports. Golf follows us today. Dinah Shore golf.
Albee, one of 2 left-handers we have on the telecast today. The other king of the hill is Ricky Ward. Albee's going to be in this area, and right around the 3rd arrow. He trails by 11. Needs to get a strike set up.
Oh, yeah.
Good break there for Albee as the 3 takes out the 6. The 6 takes out the 8. Now Walter Ray, 9th frame, leads by 11.
He's wired for sound, as you can hear.
Albee strike. Watch the action of the 3 pin. It's going to do the job back in through the 6. The 6 is going to take out the 8, put Albee in a position where he still has a chance to win. Now, as we enter the 10th frame, Walter Ray Williams Jr. needs 2 strikes to lock up the match. Chris Schenkel, look at your fellow Hoosier, Mike Albee. Albee, a great clutch player, can do nothing but hope that he has a chance. If Walt, look at this. That man knows how to throw strikes for the money, and he's thinking about throwing 2 strikes to win this match. However, he will not have a chance if Walter strikes on this ball.
Walter is on today. 11 strikes in that first victory, 299 to 245, shot by Robert Lawrence.
Walter's going to be in the 220s. Albee a chance for 215. Mike Albee, the president, will go from here to do a charity tomorrow for cystic fibrosis in Danbury, Connecticut, and then on up to Hartford for the Tums Classic. A great performance by Walter.
Mike congratulating Walter, and here he is, Mike, on the right lane.
Mike just couldn't get zeroed on this lane in the early going. It cost him the match. Possible 215. The first game we had the 2 players average 272. Walter with that 299. Robert Lawrence Jr., defending U.S. Open champion, shot at 245. Here we're still in the solid 200s as Albee with a 215 possibility. Williams in the bank with 226. Solid week for Mike. Kept it in play. Just a little soft here in the championship round. It'll be a final score of 204 for Albee with a conversion of the 10 pin. It's going to be Walter Ray Williams Jr. with a rematch against his man who knocked him off last week for the King of the Hill, Ricky Ward.
Okay. Mike Albee, 65th television appearance, shoots a 204, but 226 is the best scorer. Williams. This week, Choice Hotels International Tip of the Week features Mr. Endurance. Dave Davis.
ABC Sports presents A Winning Never Gets Old Bowling Tip, sponsored by Choice Hotels International. Here's bowling great Dick Weather.
As you get older, you lose stamina. Joining me today is bowler Dave Davis, who seems to defy that principle of nature. On his way to victory in 1975 at the Firestone Tournament of Champions, Dave had a lot of stamina and endurance, more than most bowlers. And Dave, some 20 years later now, you still seem to have that stamina.
Dick, what it is a big secret. Everybody can do it. I drop the ball weight a pound to a pound and a half.
Well, people are really concerned about dropping weight and losing that pinfall.
Actually, I think my pinfall's just as good, maybe even a little better on some of the hits. The solid hits, less corner pins. The light hits, as you see here, scatter the pins much quicker.
Well, take it from Dave Davis. You can drop a pound or two, not lose that pinfall, increase your average possibly, have that consistency. So remember, winning never gets old.
Look for more ABC Sports Winning Never Gets Old bowling tips, sponsored by Choice Hotels International.
There are gut balls and gutter balls, and sometimes the trophy falls. But no matter what, you'll love the bowlers who have it all on ABC Sports Home Video, Bowling the Perfect Game. Call 1-800-4ABC-VCR to order bowling's colorful history, narrated by Chris Schenkel and Nelson Burton Jr. This collector's home video can be yours to enjoy for only $14.98 plus $3.95 shipping. That's 1-800-4ABC-VCR.
You know, I'm always teaching bowlers how to put fingers into the shot, not just the ball. But you can also use your fingers to save money. If you're 50 or over, just call 1-800-4CHOICE, and you can save 30% at Choice Hotels like quality, comfort, Clarion, and sleep. 30%. Now that's what I call aiming for the pocket.
Travelers 50 and over save 30% at any of the 7 brands in the Choice Hotels family.
Now people are feeling shower fresh in a surprising new way.
Shower to shower each day. Just keep odor away.
Introducing Shower to Shower Antiperspirant.
Shower to shower each day. Helps keep wetness away.
We've combined the most effective anti-wetness ingredient with cornstarch to keep you feeling fresh and dry all day.
Shower freshness all through the day.
New Shower to Shower Antiperspirant.
Around the turn of the century, in a small Detroit carriage shop, Harvey Firestone met a fellow young inventor named Henry Ford. Firestone tires have been seen almost everywhere ever since. On Fords, Chevrolets, tractors, trucks, Indy Lights, and Saturns. Firestone, America's tire since 1900.
Hot coffee and steak in front of strangers at 30,000 feet? Not till I switched. Now I fix it and forget it.
That's good. When people are watching you this closely, you just can't be worried about your dentures. That's why I Fix-A-Dent and forget it.
Fix-A-Dent holds stronger than any other adhesive. It even stands up to the hottest liquids.
Sister, Grandpa.
He never would have tried this with his old adhesive.
For the strongest hold you can get, Fix-A-Dent and forget it.
At the Sayville Bowl, look at that score. Only the 10 pin. Last shot. Lawrence defeated 299-245. Walter Ray moved ahead to the PBA president, Mike Albee. 9 more strikes, a total of 20 in 2 games, and he now goes against the tournament leader, Dave Arnold, a non-winner. Here we have Bill Parks, Rich Butera, Mark Kalachi, and the group, the management team of the Leisure Bowl centers. 1 of 7 Sayville Bowl. Nice gentlemen, work hard. They deserve the pop.
They sure do, Chris, and they run an excellent tournament. All the players are very happy to be here as you see the size of the field. And look at the score to make the top 24. Almost a 225 average. That's some score. There's some of the other players. Adam Colton, who wishes his grandmother a speedy recovery. Brian Voss, our guest commentator this week. Curtis Odom, working hard again. Got it a stroking. Bonicelli. Moser having a great winter. Billy Yinger just snuck in the top 24. Benoit out of his slump. Baker was in the top 5 here last year. Middle-aged sex symbol Charlie Taff up there. That did bring a laugh. And Johnny Petraglia round out the top 24. Chris, an excellent championship match coming up.
It truly is. Next week, Windsor Locks, Connecticut, for the Tums Classic, $170,000 the total. Then, the BPAA, Bowling Proprietors Association of America, United States Open, $225 total, Canandaigua, New York.
And Robert Lawrence, the defending champion, lost to the first match to this man, Walter Ray Williams Jr., 299 to 245.
First shot, championship game worth 30 to the winner, 16 to the runner-up.
His 21st strike of the afternoon.
A lot of things happening in this championship match. Dave Arnold, who has never won a PBA title, if he happens to win, would knock his brother-in-law, Jeff Stayrook, out of the Firestone Tournament champion. That's first.
His 8th television appearance. His last was The True Value in '92.
What a sensational style. 4-step delivery. He says he's self-taught, but the textbook delivery. Everything in perfect position. Look at the head. Watch the left arm. Watch him drive straight through the line, follow through towards the target, and gets an excellent break as he trips out the 2-pin.
.63 and 165 pounds, 29 years old.
The second thing that can happen in this match, Chris, is if a Walter Ray Williams Jr. wins the championship, it'll be his 2nd of the year, and he would have a rematch for the King of the Hill with Ricky Ward.
22 strikes for the afternoon.
Isn't this the way the first match started, partner?
You got it, Bo. Plus then 9 more.
Anybody who's missed the past 2 weeks, and you're any type of bowling fan, even if you haven't been a bowling fan, you got to like this action. Last week, Walter Ray put on a great show. Ricky Ward won the tournament. This week, we've had a 299, and now the championship match. Both players perfect through 2.
Another 4 for Walter Ray.
Lost that ball in the bottom of his swing. It kind of double dribbled it as he got it not quite over the foul line. And if you lay it short, it rolls too quickly, leaves the 4-pin. Watch it to release. And you can almost hear the sound bite as he comes down and hits almost the approach. You see it bounce once over the foul line. You can't foul with the ball, but don't get quite the perfect roll. If the foul line had gone off, any time a foul light goes off from an object, it doesn't count as a foul. A lot of people get confused. Now, here's the man who leads the tournament, Dave Arnold, perfect through 2.
Dave Arnold, a self-made professional, has observed a lot and has simply remained focused.
I haven't had too much coaching from anyone else. I've learned a lot from all the bowlers out here, but the one thing that helps me get through the tour is just my ability to keep my attention on what I'm doing.
He believes his concentration is his greatest asset. He's been gifted with a beautiful game.
He has 1 second, 3/4, and 3/5 in his career best. Looking for that first national title. We're on Long Island, where the weather warmed up this week. And the folks on the island got busy.
If there's anyone who can appreciate the comfort room waistband, it's Riddick Bowe.
Here, Daddy.
Thanks, Junior.
Fruit of the Loom has woven thousands of softness fibers into a cushion of comfort so gentle on the skin, you can barely feel it.
Feel better now, Daddy?
Much better than the other guy, Junior.
Comfort Loom from Fruit of the Loom. Clothes for the best of your life.
They ate the same things, got the same heartburn, but his antacid is very different. His Tums has calcium. Most antacids don't. Original Rolaids uses an aluminum salt. These two use aluminum and magnesium. Of all these, only Tums helps wipe out heartburn and gives you calcium you need every day.
Something my body needs anyway. I like that.
For heartburn plus gas, Tums makes an anti-gas antacid too.
Back again on Long Island.
Chris, 33 strikes through 2 matches, 6 so far this game. Is 39. Last week we had 64. The possibilities are still there for a record-breaking performance as the players are averaging 243 so far.
And his 299 sure helped. All right, let's go to Andrea Voss's husband named Brian.
Ricky, great win last week. Great King of the Hill match. Was that fun?
Oh, it was great. It was one of the most awesome feelings you could experience. Also, you gain the respect needed out here to compete and also by your bowling peers.
How's the left side today?
I'm ready.
Ricky Ward, ready to rumble.
From Florida's West Coast, and Brian from Boca Raton.
Walter Ray trails by 21, 5th frame. Wow, the solid 10. You take that out of his game the last 2 weeks, Chris Schenkel, and he wins 2 titles and a King of the Hill match. However, it's been his slight setback today as it cost him a perfect game and has put him behind in this match.
Here's a man that, with all his championships, Player of the Year, he has had 13 seconds.
He doesn't even like to hear about it, and I don't blame him.
He has 7 wins, and his goal is to make the wins more than the seconds, so it behooves him to get going in this match as the tournament leader is perfect through 4.
Oh, my heavens.
Here comes the scout. The head pin goes to the sideboard and comes shooting back across, taking out the 10 pin. What a terrific break for our tournament leader, David Arnold, looking for his first title. And with a win, he would knock his brother-in-law, Just Stayrook, out of the Firestone.
Wonder if I can hire that scout.
With all the Indian people, you know it would be easy for you, pal.
Yeah.
Perfect through 5.
Look at that. The tournament leader, top seed, they have a great record thus far this year. 8 victories, only 3 losses.
Chris, in the history of the PBA, through 743 telecasts, the tournament leader has won 45.5% of the tournaments. And a great record this year so far.
Okay, Walter Ray. Coming up next, ABC Sports begins live coverage of the LPGA's first major championship of the year. Top Lady Pros will shoot for one of the most prestigious titles in golf, and a winner's share of the more than $100,000. It's the Nabisco. Dinah Shore next on ABC. Listen to Dinah's commentary. She does what commentary should be, fun, and does it with a great deal of knowledge, too.
Walter Ray trying to hit this lane. He's missed the last 2 times.
Is the championship match. Mike Connor, you saw him there, the commissioner of the PBA, behind Walter Ray.
This man perfect through 6.
My heavens. True value. Looms now. His wife, Carolyn, new mother of Alexander. Saying hello to someone by the lobe pole.
Been watching David all week long. Has a beautiful dress on today. You can see from the camera work by our crack crew. And we'll see how David Arnold, with that just standard style, just absolute textbook plays the lane. Start in this area, slide in this area, be around the first arrow. Just everything methodical, very much like the great Earl Anthony.
You know this young dad needs only 4 more. Well,
these guys can do it.
Can't they? This man, who just joined us, had 11 in a row.
And he has strung 3, but
Walter Ray, as the graphic had shown earlier, trailed by 51. He's cut to 41, which seems almost insurmountable. However, when the scoring environment is this high, let's take Walter Ray off the sheet, 259. If Arnold would happen to get an open frame, he could lose. High scoring environment, anything can happen. Arnold in pursuit of $100,000 in his first PBA championship. He can lock up the title with a strike here.
bad scout, bad scout. Oh, goodness.
My partner, Chris Schenkel, says bad scout. That's the head pin that's supposed to be doing the job off the left sideboard. It just shoots in front of the 10 pin instead of directly into it. Ends the string at 8 in a row. However, Arnold has to pay attention. He has to fill these 2 frames to win the tournament.
A little off balance on that last shot.
I think he's going for a little extra stretch. It's a good trick when you're nervous is to go for the little extended follow-through. The follow-through is the extension of your intention, and he intended to make that, and a strike here or a spare here would lock up the championship.
Now, in the left lane, it's a 10 pin.
Must make it the shutout Walter Ray Williams Jr., who has a potential 259. This is for his first title. You think that pin doesn't look small standing in that right-hand corner?
Oh, boy. Back-to-back tournament leaders, non-winners, become winners, Bo.
You're right, partner. Just stay behind the foul line. He'll be in the 260s, and he will go on to meet Ricky Ward for the King of the Hill title. That's a winner.
268. 268. We'll have Walter's finals when we come back. The Long Island Open Trophy was spotted earlier out at Sayville's Suffolk Marine Museum.
You know those credit card commercials where they tell you to jaunt off to someplace with crystal clear water and really strange fruit and don't bother packing because you can charge everything once you get there? This isn't one of them, okay? Any decent credit card can do that. We're taking our MasterCard to the supermarket. How's that for exotic? Now that you mention it, I guess it is kind of exotic. I mean, you've got a MasterCard, they've got the fruit, right? What's a kumquat? Whatever it is, they're $5 for a quarter. You want crystal clear water? They have aisles of it. And now, no card is more accepted on the planet, including supermarkets. So you don't have to worry about exact change or losing your receipt or whether you even remember to record how much your check was for in the first place. It's just another smart way you can use your MasterCard. Only when you get your statement, you don't have a conniption. You just have a record of your grocery spending for the month. And a couple kumquats. MasterCard. It's more than a credit card. It's smart money.
Week in and week out, bowling's best have to stomach a lot of pressure. It'll be such a relief for them to win the Tums Classic on ABC's Pro Bowlers Tour next Saturday.
You just saw Ricky Ward. He's practicing off to the right. He will meet Dave Arnold for the King of the Hill. former King of the Hill, Walter Ray Williams.
Finishing out his game. Be in the 250s with one more strike. Going into this game for 4 games, the players had averaged 243. They're going to up that with Walter being in the 250s. If he strikes one more time, our champion Dave Arnold, 268. The record for a championship round for 8 games is a 250 average set in Fresno in 1979. That's where we open our summer tour telecast this year, partner.
This has been a field day for our statistician, Butch Soper.
Gotta learn the ball better.
A lot of X's. This is the man that has recorded a ton. It'll be $1,600 for him, but he wanted more. Hope I said 16,000. So there it is, 268, 259 is ABC Sports' presentation of the Professional Bowlers Tour. We'll return after this message and a word from our ABC station.
Ninjas do 2 things very well. They react. And they attack. Nothing blows them away like a ninja. The AMF Ninja, available today.
Now at Goodyear, you can save 50% on the second tire when you buy 1 tire at the regular price. That's half off Goodyear Premium All-Season Radials for cars and light trucks. Any way you look at it, you save. Only at Goodyear now.
Dear Thompsons, I used Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofer on my redwood furniture. My brother-in-law Louis used another brand on his redwood gates. After intense rain, my furniture was like new. His gates swelled shut. Thompson's has no match. Sincerely, Lowell Salzer.
The wait is almost over.
I'm back.
Monday, Billy Crystal hosts the Academy Awards live.
If the job is to redecorate something, well, you can be sure you'll be able to cover it at the paint shop at Builders Square. Right now, get Glidden Spread Satin Washable Latex Wall Paint for just $10.79 a gallon. Get Minwax Wood Finish and Sealer in a variety of rich shades for just $4.48 a quart. Or get DAP Acrylic Latex Caulk with silicone, available in white for just $1.37. The paint shop at Builders Square. The warehouse with everything for your house.
McDonald's doesn't have it. Wendy's doesn't have it. It's Burger King's new flame-broiled meatloaf sandwich. I love this place. You big meatloaf fan?
That's right.
It's the new flame-broiled meatloaf sandwich. Good deal?
I'm impressed.
Flame-broiled meatloaf patty with onions and ketchup. Would you like to try this?
Good. It's much better than my mother ever made.
Oh. Sorry, Mom. How's it taste?
It's very delicious.
It's the new flame-broiled meatloaf sandwich. It's your way, right away.
I love this place.
Dare Don face-to-face with Stevie Eiserman, April 6th, 8:30 on 7th.
I'm Bry Musburger from Rancho Mirage, California, with a reminder coming up next, the 3rd round of the Nabisco Dinah Shore. A look at where we stand on the leaderboard. Don Co. Jones with a 1-shot advantage over the Hall of Famer Pat Bradley. Coverage coming up next on ABC Sports.
Okay, in our first match of the Long Island Open today with 11 consecutive, leaving a 10 pin on the 12th. Big score for Walter Ray. He went against Mike Albee, 226 to 204 victory. Then the tournament leader, a non-winner, comes in and defeats Walter Ray, 268 to 259 with 9 strikes. Here's the money. Dave Arnold, 30,000. Walter Ray, 16. Albee, 8, and 6,500 for Robert Lawrence. So, Walter Ray Williams, second in money earned, is with Brian Voss.
Walter Ray, great tournament, second place, but let's go back to that first match. What went through your mind on that last shot for $100,000?
Well, I was just trying to throw a decent shot, and I threw it a little bit to the right, but I threw it slow, so I figured it was going to come back, and it didn't come back quite as much as I thought, but I thought maybe I'd get a break when it hit the pocket, but that 6-pin just laid in the gutter and didn't do anything.
Well, it was a marvelous score. 299 is going to win a lot of matches, but not $100,000. Good luck next week in the U.S. Open in Firestone.
Marvelous player. Walter Ray and Brian Voss, too. Okay, it's time now for King of the Hill, brought to you by Kellogg's. And Ricky Ward will be stepping in now, Bo.
Well, Ricky Ward has a hot hand, Chris. He struggled in the tournament. He didn't cash. However, he throws a lot more ball speed than Albee, who we saw struggle, had really the only low score so far today. And he worked on his ball speed, and Dave Arnold, who is just red hot, will give him all he can take.
So it's going to be Florida versus Arizona. Here you see the King of the Hill winners, Ron Williams with 6, Walter Ray 3, Bob Learn 1, Ricky Ward 1. So he's defending it today against Dave Arnold. So the King of the Hill, we really appreciate the fact that you enjoyed as much as Bo and I do doing commentary on it. It's a different atmosphere, different flavor for the King of the Hill.
And Chris, this is the first King of the Hill match without a Williams in it. Ron Williams or Walter Ray Williams Jr. has been involved in every King of the Hill match here in 1993. So Ron Williams lost to Bob Learn, and so this is the first time that a different name, still a righty against a lefty, Arnold with his first title going for the extra $5,000. What's wrong with your scouts there, partner? You got those things under control.
I don't know. That one must have been with Custer.
Well, he got it at the right time in the first game, opportune time, and it made the difference in the match against Walter Ray Williams Jr. in the championship.
All right, a nice spare opening mark. Oh, the man that just a few moments ago won the elusive first PBA title. Dave Arnold of Gilbert, Arizona. Same thing 1 week ago happened to Ricky Ward at the Carolina Lanes in North Brunswick, New Jersey. I'll let you explain that one.
Well, Chris, he worked on this shot last night. He practiced for 2 hours, Ricky did, until after midnight. And he was going with that outside shot with a little more speed. It just doesn't work here on the left-hand lane in the first shot. As you look at his style, very simple, solid style. He's got that locked arm swing. He used to bend his arm at this position and not drive through as much. Since he's locked that arm, he's been a much better player, but he's got a difficult split.
Beautiful job by the left-hander from North Fort Myers, 24 years old.
The 3-5 and 9-10 does it perfect. Drives the 3 into the 10. The ball takes out the 5 and 9. And for the scoring buffs, the players today, the two players in the King of the Hill, need 500, a total of 500 to break the all-time 8-game scoring record on ABC TV.
Another one of those X's that bowling fans, regardless of your average, it's a sight to behold.
So much talk this year about the reactive resin bowling ball, and it's definitely helped the players such as Arnold who are down and in or don't throw the big hook. And that was an example of it right there as he flipped out the 10 pin. I don't believe, Chris, with the balls of yore that the 6 would have taken out the 10. However, this is modern technology. Here's the grip of Arnold, the full stretch fingertip where he's into the first knuckle, hands set directly behind the ball. Even match.
Dave now puts that first national title with his 3 regional titles, all in California, Rialto, Merced, and Bakersfield.
Ricky Ward with the full grip tucks both fingers in. That keeps the ball a little bit more under control. He balances it on his center finger and is playing the outside line.
Big double. Last week's Johnny Petraglia Open winner, Ricky Ward, didn't cash this week, and he told us why.
Well, coming into this week, a lot of things were going through my mind, all the positive things that happened last week. I was in the pocket most of the time all week, didn't carry well. But as far as last night, I'll practice, and I'm getting ready for the King of the Hill, and see we'll go from there.
He drilled 5 bowling balls yesterday to test for this match today. He's picked one. Let's see what happens. And sometimes when you drill too many bowling balls, they are not as comfortable. His ball slides off his hand. It may be the right ball, but you have to throw it properly. It slips off his hand. He doesn't get quite the necessary lift to make it flip up into the pocket, leaves the 3-pin. Comfort is also something that has to be taken into consideration.
Lots of speed. We're in our King of the Hill match, 1 pin separating the 2. While we take a break, quick look at a familiar sight in Sayville, Long Island on a warm spring day.
I wasn't due for another 2 weeks. Suddenly there I was, having a cesarean. David was wonderful. And when it was all over, I had this perfect little person. And a lot of pain. Later, I was kind of surprised when the doctor gave me Tylenol, with all the other choices they have, but the Tylenol made me feel better, so I could put my mind on more important things.
Tylenol, the pain reliever hospitals use most.
I just love raisins in cereal.
I'm afraid you don't.
If I say I like raisins, I do.
No, I really don't think so.
Yeah, well, what do you call this, pal?
Not this.
Kellogg's Raisin Bran?
Hey, if you really loved raisins, you'd be eating Kellogg's Raisin Bran.
So, you really think you got something here, eh, buddy?
2 scoops of our sweetest, plumpest, juiciest raisins.
What was I thinking?
Kellogg's Raisin Bran. If you love raisins, this is your cereal.
Now on, there's 2 scoops, they do.
The NFL's best are ready. They'll test their toughness as the Jeep Superstars begin. On ABC's Wide World of Sports next Saturday.
Professional bowler Dave Arnold of Gilbert, Arizona, won the Long Island Open a little while ago with a big score, 268 to Walter Ray Williams, 259, which gave him the right to go against last week's winner, Ricky Ward, for the King of the Hill title. 1 pin separating the 2. This man leads by 1. High hit, 3-6-10.
Just real soft on that shot for Dave Arnold, as he could have taken a 11-pin lead. However, he drops in arrears by 2 as he lets the ball drift high for the 3-6-10. You must maintain not only your accuracy, the consistent lift, but speed. 3 elements there to keep that ball in line. Arnold only had 2 of them. Now he's got a tough spare.
Last year, Dave earned $40,855. Thus far this year, $27,610.
You see, Dave Arnold needs to get the ball right about here. This is the 45-foot mark where most of the players like to see the ball break to the pocket. If he's inside of it or outside of it, it'll hit higher line.
What a shot. One of our 13 cameras used today. Count them.
And it makes a much better telecast with all those cameras, Chris, that's for sure. You know, a lot of different angles, bring a lot of looks to the viewers at home.
Of course, we have the best people handling them, too.
Can't do it without an all-star team. And here's the top player right here who leads by 2, King of the Hill match.
And the 1991 Rookie of the Year, Ricky Ward, drills one.
Boy, this fella has really matured. Confidence is a very big thing. His interview with Voss, he told about getting the respect of his peers. However, when you win that first title, as he takes one of his 2 re-racks allowed in any match, you also build confidence, and it shows in his eyes, in his demeanor on the lane. And right now, he has a 2-pin lead, can make it 12, 6 frame.
This young man credits his parents, Clyde and Marie, with a lot of his growth, and his lady friend, Lisa Fry.
These are two of the practiceaholics, if you can use the words that we have on the tour. Ricky Ward can be found practicing almost all the time. He likes to bowl just 75 games a week for recreation, besides the 40-some he must bowl in every tournament and practice. Dave Arnold, not to be outdone, is in that 100-game rate of practice, and it really shows. These fellows have matured into some of the top players in the world.
Apparently helps keep him trim, too, because 6'3" and only 165 pounds on that frame. Now, Ricky Ward is built a little closer to the approach. 5'7", weighs 165.
4 more strikes to break the amount we had last week of 64. We would like to have 65. Can Ward keep it going?
And now, 2 pins separating the King of Hillers.
And if they could keep striking, they can break the all-time record for a championship round of the PBA set in Fresno, California, 1979. A 250 average is necessary, as you see. Ricky Ward, very compact delivery, be in this zone right around the second arrow. Simple delivery, going for 4 in a row. Well, he bowled 279, Chris, for the wheat last week to defeat Walter Ray Williams Jr. with a 268. David Arnold right now has a potential 267. Ricky Ward, a potential 269. What scoring? That's the 64th strike, tying last week's amount of strikes. Boy, oh boy, have they gotten hot on the East Coast in the month of March.
They make it look so simple.
65 strikes. How many can they get? They can also break the all-time scoring record, which they need to get 499 between the two of them.
Touring for the PBA is very difficult because of the great number of talented people, like the two you're watching here, who in 7 days have won their first national title. Ricky Ward and Dave Arnold.
Ward can shut out Arnold with 2 strikes and 9. A 268 would do the trick, and he would defend his King of the Hill title.
Two exclamation points there by Ricky Ward. Don't hurt that hand, pal.
That's it. Well, he needs 1 more and 9 pins to lock it up. Anything less, Dave Arnold can come up and capture the King of the Hill title or tie for a roll-off.
That was a Seminole scout for Florida's Ricky Ward.
There's your scout, Chris Schenkel, coming over, the head pin taking out the 7 with a 9 count or a strike. He locks it up.
Last week, a 279, beating Walter Ray. Now a 269. Incredible. Ricky Ward. And look at the performance by the Long Island Open winner. David Arnold.
Crisp that strike there, a combination of 269 by Ricky Ward, breaks the all-time record for 8 games on television set Fresno, California, where we have our opening stop on the spring-summer tour this year. How much they're going to break it by is just a matter of how many pins Dave Arnold continues to get. What a scoring barrage. In the 260s.
Just amazing. Of course, New York's Long Island has always been one of the really cradles of bowling for years and years and years. Great champions have come from this area.
The East Coast has always produced tremendous bowlers. Probably the best known is Andy Verapapa. Now, 267 with a strike for Dave Arnold. 265, not enough, but what a match.
And they're standing. Goodness. 269, 265. Earlier for the championship, 268 to 259, Arnold and Walter Ray Williams Jr. We'll be back for a chat after this.
Hey, Willard Scott here at True Value with my friend Pat Summerall.
And we're asking shoppers what they like best about True Value. Is it personal service?
Or low prices.
You can always count on a good buy when you come in True Value.
Personal service here.
It's quick and easy access. You're not tied up all day just to do a quick shopping.
For personal service
and low prices, bring your family to ours.
The True Value family of stores.
Would you shop here the rest of your life?
Oh, yes.
Presenting the Yardman 3-in-1 self-propelled mower. It mulches, bags, discharges, has a 6-speed drive, and a ferocious 5-horsepower engine, all for the price of much tamer mowers. Yardman Mowers and Tractors, made in America.
I just love raisins in cereal.
I'm afraid you don't.
If I say I like raisins, I do.
No, I really don't think so.
Yeah, well, what do you call this, pal?
Not this.
Kellogg's Raisin Bran?
Hey, if you really loved raisins, you'd be eating Kellogg's Raisin Bran.
So, you really think you got something here, eh, buddy?
2 scoops of our sweetest, plumpest, juiciest raisins.
What was I thinking?
Kellogg's Raisin Bran. If you love raisins, this is your cereal.
No, there's 2 scoops, they do.
To help relieve her heartburn, Original Rolaids uses an aluminum salt. But his antacid is Tums, and Tums has calcium.
Something my body needs anyway. I like that.
Hey, I'm vain. Of course I'm vain. That's why I comb my hair the way I do. I stay in shape the way I do. That's why I use Power Stick.
50% more wetness and odor fighters per stroke. Power Stick by Fabergé. Power that won't let you down.
I told you I was vain.
Here, ladies and gentlemen, is a record-breaking recap. Record-breaking from the standpoint of a 254 average for all 8 games. Last one was set in 1979. And strike records of 71 total. Look at the scores, thing to behold. Look at the money. First-time winner for Dave Arnold, $30,000. Walter Ray, $16,000. So on down the line. And at the bottom, Ricky Ward, who defeated our Long Island Open champion. But we have to congratulate you. You were superb as the tournament leader.
Thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to thank Leisure Bowling Centers for sponsoring the tournament, and then all these great fans out here, great fans of bowling, for coming out and watching.
They are tough here, aren't they?
Yeah, they're good fans.
Speaking of toughness on the lanes, it is with pleasure. I don't get to present checks often, Ricky, but here's one for $5,000.
Thank you. 2 in a row. It's thrilling. Thank you. I tell you, I'm looking for number 3 next week. I also like to thank Leisure Bowl for sponsoring this tournament. The crowd, you're the greatest. We're looking forward to coming back here next year. I also like to thank all the guys back home. Without their support, a lot of this wouldn't be possible. Thank you.
Okay. Beautifully put. See you next week. And we hope with Bill Reitzig here, president of Leisure Bowling Centers, he has something to present you, young man.
Sounds good to me.
Dave, on behalf of Leisure Bowling Centers, our chairman, Arthur Kalachi, and everyone from Sayville Bowl here, I've got a nice trophy to present you, along with a check for $30,000. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Take the check.
Carolyn is off to the side here. She had a lot to do with it, too, quickly.
Oh, yeah. She came out this week and watched all week. I got my little boy out here. I haven't seen him in about 2 months, so they really inspired me this week.
I love him. He's so calm. He's sound asleep. How old is he now?
9 months.
Oh, little buddy came awake, Carolyn. What blue eyes of your child. We love you all. Best of luck. Join us next week for Bo Burton. I'm Chris Schenkel. So long. The executive producer of ABC Sports' presentation of the Professional Bowlers Tour is Jack O'Hara. Produced by Carol Letty. Directed by Larry Camp. Technical Director, Michael Carmen. Associate Director, Russell Brooks. Technical Operations Manager, Les Weiss. Production Manager, Arthur Budagian. Stage Manager, Tom Gatewood. Assistant to the producer, Steve Shunk.
The Professional Bowlers Tour has been brought to you by Kellogg's, the best to you each morning. By MasterCard. MasterCard, it's more than a credit card, it's smart money. And by the makers of Tylenol, the pain reliever hospitals use most. Coming up next, ABC Sports presents the LPGA's first major championship of 1993. Top lady pros swing into action in a battle for a winner's share of over $100,000. It's the Nabisco Dinah Shore. Live coverage begins next on ABC. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television.